Hello, dear viewers. Thank you for joining me for your daily tarot reading. I always ask you to choose the stone that draws you, the one that resonates with you, and we'll begin. And we'll do a golden nugget card at the end as well to offer further clarification. I'm, of course, looking for my golden nugget. There it is. All right. So we will begin. For those of you who chose this light blue stone, we have the Sun, the Devil, and the Two of Coins. Interesting. Okay, so you've got some real beauty, some real joy, some real approval shining over you right now with this major arcana. It's wonderful. It's approval. The sun shines upon you. So sometimes that's very validating. You know, we just do what we do the best we can, and maybe we don't always know what source or what our guides might think of that. And the sun shining upon you is clearly approval. But now we have this Devil card, like you're bedeviled by something. And I don't know if it's the busyness, the Two of Coins, you know, balancing different sources of security, balancing home and work, balancing your budget, balancing health needs. I don't know if it's that you are so actively needing to keep balancing these things. And that can be challenging, even though you're doing great. You're doing great with it. So I don't know if it's that's sort of bedeviling you, or if it's just another situation that wants to kind of intrude on your thoughts. A lot of times the devil comes up when we're tempted to be a little obsessive about something, or we worry a lot about something, or we're thinking a lot about something, even addictively, like an addiction kind of thing, or like codependence, right? Like obsessively tied to this person, what have you. Whatever this bedeviling card is for you, the good news about the devil is that we're not bedeviled for long. You know, it sort of cranks up the heat. It cranks up the inner discomfort until we're ready to do something differently. And for you, I feel like the thing you need to do differently is maybe look at yourself differently. Maybe this is about receiving that approval so you can have joy. Maybe this is about, you know, just if there are any thoughts that you know, about a situation you just wish you could solve, but you can't seem to solve it yet. It may not be the right time, or you don't have the answer, or if there's some thoughts that are negative, especially negative about yourself. You know, I think the sun is making it really clear that you need to cut yourself a break. You need to understand the approval that the other side has for you. You need to understand you can have joy even if everything isn't all figured out. Even if you're feeling like you're in part of a cycle where the discomfort with where you're at is ramping up in preparation for something new and you're not ready yet, or you don't know what that is. So what? So what? We're always somewhere in that cycle. You know, we're always somewhere in that cycle. Either we've just vanquished a dragon in our life and we're feeling pretty good about that, or our attention has moved on to the next thing that we're supposed to be dealing with. We're always at some point in the cycle. That's okay. I just see such peace and acceptance here in this card. Like, I can enjoy my life. I can enjoy who I am. I can receive the approval. And know that you're doing a really good job here with this Two of Coins. So that's what I'm getting from those cards. For those of you who chose this tan fossil stone, we have the Page of Wands, we have the Moon, and we have the Ace of Swords. So the moon is about your intuition being strong, and it's a good thing it is. You know, the moon is about, okay, All you need is the next step. You don't need to know exactly where you're going to end up. Your intuition is guiding you every step of the way on this winding path. And not only that, but you might even, not only are you intuitive with the knowings, the Ace of Swords says you're sometimes hearing a comment. You're sometimes hearing something that's coming through your thoughts that sounds very clear and almost sounds like a phrase coming from someone else. You know it's not. I mean, it's coming from your thoughts, but it could also be coming from a guide. So the Ace of Swords is, Source might be offering you a really important insight or a real great clarity or something that brings you victory. That's a good thing. So really, you're doing fine. If you are at all frustrated with the murkiness of a certain situation or the murkiness of the path ahead, please don't be. Because you're taking each next step fine. In fact, just focus on the next thing. Better not to overanalyze right now. Because Source is clearly saying it's going to rise up in your intuition what you should do, number one. And number two, the thought's just going to come to you at the right time. So I think analysis doesn't have any part here. Or, trying to plan the minutia. No, I don't see that here either. I hear a trusting that you're on the right path and you are getting all of the information you need. So you can just forget about figuring it all out or knowing exactly where you're going to end up. Do the next thing. Sometimes we're just way more productive and full of life. Wands are full of life and energy. And sometimes we're just way more, we just get so much further on our journey by not thinking about it, by just doing the next thing. So that's what I see. And that's a lovely feeling too. There's energy in that. There's interest in that. Great cards. For those of you who chose the pink stone, we have the Empress, the King of Swords. Oh, interesting. And the Three of Wands. Okay, so now the Empress is pregnant with new possibilities. You're very fertile for new ideas, new life-giving changes, a new birth. But so interesting with the King of Swords. See, now the King of Swords, well, he wouldn't hesitate to be assertive. He wouldn't hesitate to say, this is my truth. He wouldn't hesitate to be logical and use his wonderful intellect to plan. He would not hesitate to stop something, to say no, to say I disagree either, though. He would not hesitate. I enjoyed a popsicle out in this 90-degree heat earlier. He would not hesitate to make a great plan, actually. So, your new beginning might be coming in with a great clarity, a good new plan, assertiveness. Very interesting. Maybe cutting something away that just does not work for you to make room for something else. Possibly. The Three of Wands is effort being put in that will pay off in the future. Like this is the merchant. And he is looking at all the merchant ships coming in with their cargo. And he's looking off in the distance, waiting for his ship to come in. So he's already invested in this. That means you've made good efforts. You may be looking off in the distance. It may not be here yet, but I like that card. It's sort of saying it will come. It will come. Especially good if you are in trades, if you sell some products, if you have some business, if you're at a place in your career where you've been investing and you hope it pays off in the future, that's an especially nice card to get. But there is something new too. Very nice. Yeah. Well, we just ask for that clarity then with that King of Swords. Okay, for those of you who would like further clarification with the Golden Nugget, we have the Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups is a lot of times a good news, a good message. He comes bearing some kind of message that makes you feel good. Upright cups are usually positive emotion. The Knight of Cups, though, can go either way depending upon which cards you pick with the Knight of Cups. Because the Knight of Cups can be, this is great news. This is somebody bringing a message that makes you feel good about yourself. Or you're that person bringing that message. You're making a great impression. You're putting your best foot forward. So it can be that kind of reading, but it can also be, you know, the Knight of Cups isn't entirely mature and sometimes isn't saying everything, you know. Good at reading people. Good at seeing what people want to hear. Maybe not telling you all. Putting his best foot forward, but not telling you all. So that could be, you know, I don't know if there's somebody in your mind that you're wondering about. This can be a suitor. This can be someone interested in you. So, you're going to have to put this card with your other cards to kind of see what meaning this is for you. But I like the good news coming in. You know, a good message, or a good message is maturing. Something you're hoping is coming about seems to be coming about. All right. Well, I thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful day and talk to you soon. Thank you for joining Tarot Mom. Bye-bye.